What's going on, everybody? Hope all is well. So today I have a video from CNBC Make It, and it's about a lady in the Bay Area that brings in 251K a year with her three jobs. So let's get right into it.
Budgeting was, I felt like, one of my greatest superpowers. And the word budget to a lot of people instills like this kind of fear that you have to live in deprivation. But what my budget did for me was give me the opportunity to spend money on the things that were super important to me. My name is Nasima McElroy. I'm 44 years old. I work as a labor and delivery nurse in
Oh,
the San
nice.
Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, a full-time job. She brings in 154K, and then she also have a part-time nursing position that brings in another 51K. Okay, okay. Nice. Nice.
That second job, ironically, covers a lot of my childcare expenses as a single mom. I actually took 3 months off of work just to focus on my family and recovering and finding a little bit of that balance.
All right, so her third job is a personal finance business that brings in around 46K last year, but it was not profitable. When people start businesses, it's not every business going to just automatically take off and going to be off to the races. Some business take time. You might start off first couple years being on the water, being the business, meaning the business isn't profitable, but you keep investing, you keep innovating, and eventually that business will take off and it will become profitable, you know?
I invested about $50,000 into my business, into building out some things in the back end. My
Nice.
business operates at a loss at the current moment because there are some really exciting things coming up. I am a mom of three beautiful
She spent 30 bands in December of last year. Damn. All right, let's see.
girls. Having childcare is rather a big line item in my budget. I prioritize financial independence. So
Sheesh. Eh, she got a lot going on, man. A lot going on. So business expense 6,600. Debt repayment. Okay, she took out a loan 5,300. Mortgage utility 4K. Saving and investing. Nice 3,800. Discretionary 2K. Insurance 1,500. Child care 1,400. Yeah, Ch- yeah. Having children, it's expensive, man. Transportation 1,400. Food 1,200. Subscription and memberships 900. All right. Like I said, she got a lot going on, man. She got a lot on her plate.
So, as soon as I got to the point where I was able to max out a 403B and a 457 and invest in a Roth IRA, I started investing.
Nice, nice. So 403B, basically that's a retirement account for healthcare workers. A 457B, the deferred compensation retirement savings account, and a Roth IRA, retirement account that funded by post tax dollars.
Accounts for my kids.
Wait, hold on. She said she got retirement accounts for her.
And invest in a Roth IRA. I started investment accounts for my kids.
Nice, 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 nice. I like that. You know, a lot of people they don't start investing or any type of starting any type of investment accounts for their kids, and their kids, especially got young kids, man. I mean, by the time they hit, 2021, and you've been contributing to their retirement to the investment accounts consistently. I mean, they're already gonna be off to a great start, you know, compared to if you just started when you're in your 20s. I mean, that's a lot of thing a lot of people don't do. Like invest in your kids, man. Invest in your kids, especially get them started early when it comes to learning about how money works and investing and all of that. I mean, they're gonna have a significant advantage by the time they hit, you know, 2021. The early 20s, man, they off to the races, man. You know, but yeah, a lot of people. I wish a lot of people would start really investing into their kids when it comes to like opening up an investment account early, for their kids. But then again, the parents got to learn how to invest in the first place because you can't pass on something that you don't know about. Yeah, man, great. This is great. Hold on, what? She has about 766,000 in personal investment accounts. Nice, 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 nice. Real nice. So I'm guessing that's between brokerage account and retirement accounts. Nice.
The Bay Area is very expensive, and I really feel like when it comes to living comfortable, you have to be a little bit creative. I always try to keep my mortgage under 30% of my income. So I do live a little bit further east in the Bay Area. I always have a room in my house where I let my coworkers or travel nurses stay, and that further decreases my housing costs. I don't
That's
think that
smart.
debt is a bad thing. I think that we have to be intentional about the choices we make and the decisions that we make around debt. All my debts have been intentional. So the debt for my mortgage, of course, it would be very hard to buy $1 million house cash. The other debt is primarily to grow my business and invest back into my business. I am definitely a credit card girly. I do have about 20 credit cards. I was heavy in the try to be a credit card like hacker. And now it's just because I like having access to extra resources.
20 credit cards?
I grew up kind of poor. I was raised by a single dad in West Oakland, but I went to a very affluent school in one of the most richest neighborhoods in Oakland. So I was surrounded by people that didn't look like me that had wealth. And so I assumed that wealth wasn't for me because we definitely didn't have it. My
Five
biggest money
properties.
mistakes in my
Nice.
20s was investing in real estate and not really understanding what the investment meant, not really understanding the cost of home ownership and the cost.
That's a lot. That's another part when it comes to like buying properties and becoming a landlord. I mean, yeah, it sounds good, but when it comes to maintenance on those properties and you got to deal with tenants and you got to make sure you vet the tenants effectively, and it's a lot that goes into managing a property effectively, man. It's cool to say, yeah, I got 2 3 properties, but man, when things go left, you gotta be ready to address those issues. It's a lot. It costs a lot to maintain those properties, from maintenance to tenants, and then you got property taxes. It, it's not it's a huge investment when it comes to getting into real estate, you know. So you gotta make sure you do your research, make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, and just make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Not just, hey, I'm gonna buy a property, I'm gonna rent it out, yada yada yada. And the state that you're doing it in matters, because some states, when it comes to like squatter, certain states got squatter laws and all that, and that could be a whole different issue. But yeah, it's a lot when it comes to um property management, or owning a property and becoming a landlord. Just make sure you do your research, man.
Of being a landlord and dealing with a lot of personalities. And those lessons caused me to have 2 short sales and 2 foreclosures, and ultimately have to file for bankruptcy in my 20s. In 2015, I had just bought this brand new house and I had 36 windows and they all needed blinds on them. And so I had to borrow money from my sister. And during that time, I was working as a labor and delivery nurse, and I was making over $200,000. So I really felt like it was ridiculous that I didn't have any savings. I did not really have any investments. It definitely felt like I was living paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, I did not have an idea before I started on this journey where my money was going. I wasn't tracking my expenses. In 2015, I set out on a mission to take the same level of intentionality that I had in getting all my other degrees into learning how to better manage my money and fix the money mistakes that had gotten me to that point where I was borrowing money to put blinds on my windows. My total debt at that time, with my mortgage included.
Sheesh. Ah, man. From 2015 to 2017, her total debt was $955,000. Sheesh. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. Woo. All right. All right. She got the house mortgage. She got student loans, 180. Condo mortgage, 70K. Car payment, 51K. IRS debt, 29K. 403B loan, 21K. Divorce settlement, 15K. Shoot. Damn. No wonder she's single. She got divorced. Dang. Debt collection, 3,000. Braces, 15. Man, God, Lord. She got a lot going on, man. This is why she can't afford not to work. Because she's in debt. You know what I'm saying? No wonder she got 3 jobs. Man, this lady got a whole lot going on, but she look like she got a plan and she keeping it all together, man. I'll be honest. If this was me, I'm out. Nope, can't do it. But shout out to her, man, keeping it together and keep on pushing through.
It was around $1 million of debt.
Okay, she paid off more than some. Okay.
So the first thing that I had to change was to figure out actually how to budget. And I used a method called zero-based budgeting. When I mastered that, I was able to, without working extra, consistently put about $4,000 a month towards debt. It was just those little things that we do daily, unconsciously in our spending that just added up. When I was able to figure out my budget, I realized that number one, I did not have to change anything in my lifestyle, but I was now being intentional so that the things that I was actually spending money on actually felt like something, and they were actually the things that I wanted and desired. So as part of my debt payoff plan, I use a strategy called the debt snowball, which is where you line up your debts from your smallest debt to your largest debt based off of the amount of the debt, not the interest rate, the amount of the debt. And you tackle the smallest debt while just paying the minimum on the other debt. Once that smaller debt is paid off, now you have that minimum payment plus whatever extra you're able to put on to that next debt.
Yeah, shout out to Dave Ramsey. The but she's using the debt snowball method. Okay, nice side hustle.
It grew into a business because from there, people asked me to share, or brands wanted me to represent them and their businesses. And so it became an unintentional business. I'm a firm believer that the biggest investment you can make is in yourself. And for me,
Absolutely.
this business is one of the best things that has happened to me. It's almost a no-brainer to be able to put money into it. I believe my business could totally be my full-time income source. I definitely believe in the next year it can totally replace and far surpass my nursing income. The thought of quitting nursing is so hard for me because I love being a nurse. But there's also times where, we do experience those lows. I think my goal ultimately is not to leave nursing, but to have the flexibility to take those 3 months off, to just work 4 days a week or something like that. I really feel like it's within 1 or 2 years where I can pull back from nursing. The goal is going to be to have as much financial independence as possible, not to just retire from work and live on a beach. It's really about getting to do the things that I want to do and having the opportunity to spend time on the things that are important to me, which right now is my family.
Nice. Real nice. Yeah, man. She got plan. She's sticking to it. She gonna be just fine, man. She'll be just fine. Her business gonna take off. And yeah, man, she got plans. She's sticking to it. She learned from her mistakes and she made the necessary adjustments. And yeah, she she definitely gonna run it up, you know. But yeah, this is good stuff. I like these type of videos, man. Just going through people's budgets and see how they're spending their money. That's good stuff. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you guys be safe and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, peace.